Let me ask you this question. What if your marketing efforts are falling flat? Because you've convinced yourself that what you do is too boring to talk about in an interesting way. Here's the thing. When your accountant, your plumber, or your business consultant helped solve that problem that was keeping you up at night, did their service feel boring to you? Of course not. It felt like a lifesaver. The disconnect isn't in what you do, it's in how you're talking about it. And this disconnect is quietly killing your conversion rates, wasting your ad spend, and leaving money on the table every single day. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why there's no such thing as a boring service, only boring marketing, and how you can transform the way you talk about your business to connect with customers on a level that actually matters to them. You'll also find out the simple language shifts that can turn your boring service into compelling content that drives real results, plus the practical steps you can take starting today to make your marketing feel more authentic and effective. And with that said, let's get started. Okay, so you run an accounting firm, or maybe you do IT support, or you're a business consultant. And every time you sit down to write copy for your landing page or craft an email to your list, you think, how am I supposed to make this sound exciting? But here's what I want you to understand. The problem isn't your service. The problem is you're thinking about excitement all wrong. Your customers aren't looking for excitement. They're looking for relief. They're looking for confidence. They're looking for results. When someone's books are a mess and they can't sleep because they don't know if they'll owe taxes this year, finding a reliable accountant isn't boring. It's exactly what they need. When a small business owner's website crashes and they're losing sales by the hour, getting IT support isn't boring, it's a miracle. The disconnect happens because you've been thinking about your service from the inside out instead of the outside in. You're focused on what you do instead of what your customers get. See, when you really think about it, you'll realize that your audience doesn't care that you use the latest accounting software or that you're certified in 6 different methodologies. They care about sleeping better at night, knowing their finances are handled. They care about not getting that sinking feeling when they think about their taxes. They care about looking professional to their own customers. This is where most service businesses get their marketing completely backwards. They lead with features and processes when they should be leading with outcomes and emotions. Instead of saying, we provide comprehensive bookkeeping services using QuickBooks Pro, try, we handle your books so you can focus on growing your business without wondering if you're missing something important. The second version speaks to what they actually want: peace of mind and the ability to focus on what they love about their business. Your customers are dealing with real fears. They're worried about making costly mistakes. They're concerned about wasting time on things they don't understand. They want to feel confident that they're making smart decisions. When you speak to these deeper concerns, your boring service suddenly becomes exactly what they've been looking for. Now let me point out this mistake I see a lot of real quick. Look, if you think your brand needs to sound super impressive to be seen as helpful, then that's actually a mistake. You don't need industry jargon. You don't need to list every certification you have. You need to sound like the person who can solve their problem. Start by replacing your industry terms with benefits. Instead of comprehensive financial analysis, say we'll show you exactly where your money is going and how to keep more of it. Instead of managed IT services, say, we keep your technology running so you never have to worry about losing work or disappointing customers. Paint before and after scenarios that your customers can actually picture themselves in. Remember how stressed you felt last tax season, scrambling to find receipts and wondering if you were doing everything right? Imagine walking into next year knowing everything is organized, documented, and ready to go. This isn't about being fake or overly emotional. It's about being human and speaking to the real experience your customers have. Another thing I see services do is that they would focus on their most elaborate stories and forget that their smaller day-to-day stuff also really works well too. And actually, these smaller stories are sometimes the more powerful ones, I guess maybe because they tend to feel more like an actual human wrote it. So maybe they see you as something more than just a brand. It's the 2-sentence story about how you helped a client avoid a costly mistake. It's the quick anecdote about a customer who said they finally felt confident about their finances for the first time in years. It's the simple before and after of a business owner who went from staying up late worrying about their systems to actually taking a vacation. These micro stories work because there's something that feels more believable and relatable about them. Your prospects can see themselves in these situations. And then they kind of start think that that sounds like me. If they helped that person, they can probably help me too. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I'm not a writer. I don't know how to make this stuff sound good. And my answer to that is simple. You don't need to be Shakespeare. You need to be helpful. The best marketing copy often sounds like a conversation you'd have with a friend who asked for your advice. It's clear, it's honest, and it focuses on what actually matters to the person you're talking to. And if you're worried about sounding fake or salesy, here's the secret. The more specific you get about the real problems you solve and the real results you deliver, the less salesy you sound. Salesy copy is vague and makes big promises. Now, I know, this all sounds great, but what does this actually look like in practice? Let me show you some real transformations using common service businesses. Okay, say you are an accountant, you have an accounting agency or something. This is an example of a before and after, okay? So, accounting services. Before, we provide comprehensive bookkeeping and tax preparation services using industry-standard software and methodologies. After, we handle your books so you can stop losing sleep over whether you're missing something important and walk into tax season confident instead of scrambling. See the difference? The first version talks about what they do. The second talks about what the customer gets, peace of mind and confidence. Okay, now let's try it with an IT support, before. Our managed IT services include 24/7 monitoring, regular maintenance, and comprehensive security protocols. After, we keep your technology running smoothly so you never have to tell a customer, sorry, our system is down, or lose work because your computer crashed. Again, we've shifted from features to outcomes the business owner actually cares about. Okay, let's look at one more. Business consulting. You're a consultant. Before, we offer strategic planning, operational optimization, and performance analysis for small to medium enterprises. After, we help you figure out why you're working 60-hour weeks but still not hitting your revenue goals and create a clear plan to change that. This version speaks directly to the frustration many business owners feel. So do you see it? Do you notice the pattern? Every after version answers the question, what problem does this solve for me and how will my life be different afterward? That's the shift that turns boring copy into compelling copy. And here's the crucial part. None of these examples are exaggerated or making unrealistic promises. They're simply describing the real value these services provide, from the customer's perspective. Okay, so now that you know all of this, so where do you actually begin? Start with the questions your customers are already asking you. Those emails you get, those phone calls where people want to know, can you help me with? Those are your content gold mines. Take those frequently asked questions and turn them into the foundation of your marketing messages. If 3 customers this month asked about the same concern, that's probably what your next email should address. Look at the testimonials you've received. What specific problems did you solve? What specific results did you deliver? Use that language. Those are real people describing real value in their own words. And here's a practical tip. Take the copy from your landing pages, your emails, and your social media posts and read them out loud. If they don't sound like something you'd actually say to a person sitting across from you, rewrite them until they do. The goal isn't to sound fancy. The goal is to sound like the knowledgeable, trustworthy person who can help them solve their problem. Look, your service isn't boring. Your marketing might be, but your service isn't. The difference between boring marketing and compelling marketing isn't creativity or flashiness. It's clarity about what your customers actually need and the willingness to talk about it in a way that makes sense to them. When you stop trying to impress people and start trying to help them, when you focus on their outcomes instead of your processes, when you speak their language instead of your industry's language, everything changes. Your landing pages convert better. Your emails get more engagement. Your marketing starts working harder for you. If you would like a quick 5-minute audit of your funnel or your process to spot the areas that you can test and improve upon, check out the free downloadable checklist especially made for service businesses with smaller teams. It's meant to help you trace the leaks in your own business and identify what your next step should be to solve it. This way, you can make changes to those exact areas of your sales pipeline and understand your customer better. This way, you'll be more likely to get more out of your marketing efforts even with the same number of leads in future. The link is in the description below. This has been Rita with ClicksandThings.com. See you in the next one.